Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to make a short video and explain a little bit about a hang gliding competition. I've got a lot of questions from my family and friends. How do you compete in hang gliding? Because much of the sport is just, recreation. I'm at a competition here in Mexico, in Valle de Bravo. It's called the El Piñon Classic Race. There are 6 competition days, and we fly every day. There is a task committee that meets every morning that looks at the weather, that decides what the race is going to be. Basically, we all fly with variometers, instruments, and we're told once the task committee comes up with the task for the day, they write it on these whiteboards here, and they draw it for its. They draw on the map here what the race is going to look like. We have a start point. These are all GPS coordinates. And then we have 2, 3, 4, 5 turn points that we have to fly to and turn and go to the next, and a landing zone or a goal that we try and make. Each GPS coordinate has a radius around it. This is 1,000 meters, 3,000 or 3 kilometers, 3,000 meters, and it creates a cylinder of air that once we fly into it, our variometers or GPS instruments tell us that we've made it, and we can turn and fly to the next waypoint. This is kind of a map showing these waypoints and the imaginary cylinders that are around them, and kind of the track that we're gonna fly. It's almost 70 pilots here flying, and there are 2 classes: a sport class and an open class. The open class, they fly similar tasks, but their cylinders are much tighter, smaller, so they have to. It's more difficult. But all the pilots in all these classes, or in both classes, are just the best in the world. I'm learning here. I'm not really competing. Well, I am competing, but I'm in a race, and it's a race to the bottom with Carl Jacobsen. But that's okay. I wanted to meet some of these pilots I've read about, and I've seen through social media and other outlets, and I get to fly with them. And world comp pilots, number 1 in the world, many others here. They're just wonderful people, and from all over the world. It's truly a blessing to be able to fly here. You get points for, obviously, if you get to the goal and you're first, and then you get points for if you're ever leading the pack at any time. And then you get points for distance. A lot of pilots don't make the final goal. They what we call sink out, and you have to land in just landing areas that you can find to put the glider down, which makes it more dangerous. Personally, I haven't made any of these waypoints, but I have flown further and higher than I have before, so I'm meeting personal goals. I'm learning to fly in what we call a gaggle, which is where all the hang gliders get together and we all climb up in a thermal together. That's how you have to complete these tasks. You have to get altitude, you have to climb in a thermal, and then you go on glide and you try and hit the waypoint, and then you try and climb. If you're on the way there, you try and climb when you can. Anytime you can get some altitude, you try and take it, unless you think you have the glide to just race on. Learning how to fly in the gaggles, it's tricky because you're all moving around in this small space and kind of corkscrewing up, and you're in 3 dimensions, and gliders are all around you. And today is a left turn day. That means when we go into a thermal together, everyone goes in the same direction to help prevent a collision. Some days many pilots have made goal. Other days just a few have made the goal. It's difficult. You have to know when to leave a thermal, when to try and find another thermal. What's great about flying in gaggles and flying with other hang glider pilots is we may all be in different spaces in the air, and I might see someone kind of going up in a climb, and I'll fly over to that pilot and join that pilot and climb up with them. So it's a lot of fun looking for the birds. The birds are also spotters. They tell us where the thermals are as well. These clouds out here that are forming, there's lift underneath clouds for the most part. And if you're a hang glider pilot, and I'm completely botching this explanation of competitions, I'm sorry about that. I'm just really wanted to make this for my friends and family, and maybe some new hang glider pilots that don't know anything about competition or what it's like. Window to open and start flying is 12:40, so people have started to launch. So the total distance for this, if you flew the entire task today, you'd be flying 63 kilometers. The open class is going to fly almost 80 kilometers. I hope that kind of explains hang gliding competition and hang gliding racing a little bit for everybody. You get points for all those things. I've even got some points for distance. even though I haven't got a lot of points. I've gotten a few. But, you know, the winners, you win the race, you know, $2 million, $3 million prize. So that's pretty good. Just kidding. No, you get, there's some kind of prize you get, and you get, you know, trophies and accolades, and you get all the props, and you get points for ranking, your world ranking. Anyway, we got pilots suited up here, and they're ready to go. We'll just take a walk up here on launch. My glider's over here. This is the hang glider that I'm flying while I'm here. I rented it from Vuelo Libre. This is my harness. I'll bring it down here, bring it everywhere I fly. It's what hooks me into the glider, and I'm able to lay down in my harness and fly. Have my own helmet. There's my variometer. I have some GoPro cameras on there mounted up. But yeah, this is the one I'm flying, and it's been treating me really well. So let's go up and take some more pictures. Andreas, I'll see you up there. So we've got all the pilots getting ready, lining up. Let's line them up. Nice traffic jam. All these gliders. Look at these guys, yeah. People practicing, people getting down, doing their hang check, and some last minute preparation. There we go.
Left, left.
There they are. Left turns today. Left turns today.
Left, please.
Rich is in the zone. Man's getting ready. Make goal. Come in first.
See you at the lake.
I'll find you. Is that where we're going?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, we're going to Piano.
Yeah, I might try to make the lake. We'll see.